Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Film Buffs. Today, we're welcoming a very special guest who recently directed a movie based on the notion that history repeats itself. Welcome, Nadia Hernandez, to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Nadia, I found it really interesting that you made the choice to have a female lead for your movie, which is rarely seen in the sci fi world. So, what made you make that choice?
So, in majority of science fiction films, you usually see a male lead, and the female lead is often represented as a damsel in distress or the love interest. So, what we really wanted to showcase is a different perspective of a woman that could be the main character or the leader of a science fiction film movie. It's also important to diversify the roles of women in movies.
I also found it to be a really interesting choice to depict Tina doing so many things that are not represented in today's media. For example, her coding and doing all kinds of STEM related things. So, could you elaborate on that?
We are representing a very niche group in our movies, which is women in STEM. Not only are these characters typically seen in kind of a negative light because they use their smartness to be evil or to go against the protagonist of the film, we wanted to portray her as a protagonist. Also, in general, seeing a woman in STEM in movies is very rare, and it's something that we really strive to represent in our movies and to normalize.
And I also wanted to ask, you guys are a pretty small company. How are you planning to distribute this and get it to broader audiences?
Well, obviously, the dream would be to have it on a big streaming platform like Hulu or Netflix, but with our resources, it's just not possible. So we are planning to submit it to a couple of film festivals. We haven't decided which ones yet. And we definitely have uploaded on YouTube and other free streaming websites where people can watch it and hopefully gain some recognition for our film company without spending that much money.
I also find it so interesting that you guys, being such a small company, were able to gain such a huge following on TikTok and on Reddit, and you're being talked about across all social media platforms. So, how did you end up engaging with your audience, and what's your relationship with them?
Yeah, so being people from Gen Z ourselves, we actually really love the use of social media to promote our film company. And we love posting TikToks about the processes that go behind the filmmaking. And we like just keeping it very real with what our movie's about. And we also like to see all of the women in STEM and people that are inspired by this movie share their feedback and what we can do better, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they want to see for next time. And we really just love keeping in touch with our audience like that, whether it be through Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of Film Buffs. Hope to see you next time.